They may look tough, loyal, and fearless, but German Shepherds are highly intelligent and emotionally sensitive animals that need more than just food and shelter to stay healthy and happy. Many people who own these dogs often overlook some critical emotional and physical needs, which can cause stress, anxiety, and even aggressive behavior in the long run. German Shepherds were originally bred to be working dogs, which means they thrive on structure, purpose, and regular engagement. When these dogs are not given enough mental stimulation, they become frustrated, which may lead to destructive habits such as chewing furniture, barking excessively, or digging holes in the yard. Another thing they hate is being left alone for extended periods. These dogs form strong bonds with their families, and when they are ignored or left behind too often, they may develop separation anxiety. Harsh discipline or shouting can also upset a German Shepherd deeply, as they respond best to calm, confident training rather than fear-based methods. Furthermore, they dislike inconsistent rules and unclear boundaries. When their environment lacks structure, they may act out due to confusion or insecurity. Socialization is also a vital part of their happiness, and if they are kept isolated from other dogs or people, it can create fear and mistrust. Loud environments, sudden changes in routine, and a lack of physical exercise can also make these dogs feel uncomfortable or stressed. German Shepherds need to move, learn, and feel secure in order to thrive. If their needs are not met, not only will their behavior change, but their health and lifespan may be affected as well. Understanding what German Shepherds hate is essential for anyone who wants to raise a well-balanced and content dog. Avoiding certain actions or habits could make the difference between a loyal companion and a restless, unhappy pet. These powerful dogs need strong, kind guidance, and a home that respects their unique nature. 1. Lack of mental stimulation. Lack of mental stimulation can be one of the most harmful things for a German Shepherd, as this breed is known for its high intelligence, strong work ethic, and sharp memory. These dogs were originally bred to perform complex tasks such as herding, guarding, and police work, so their brains are wired for activity, learning, and decision-making. When a German Shepherd is not given enough opportunities to think, explore, or solve problems, it quickly becomes bored, and boredom in such a smart breed often leads to unwanted behaviors. These may include constant barking, digging, chewing on furniture, or even trying to escape the yard. Many owners mistakenly believe that physical exercise alone is enough, but mental challenges are just as important. Activities such as puzzle toys, obedience training, scent work, and agility courses help keep their minds sharp and reduce stress. A mentally unstimulated German Shepherd may appear restless, anxious, or even depressed. It may lose interest in daily routines or show signs of frustration when left alone without things to do. In the long term, this can affect the dog's emotional health and lead to more severe behavioral issues. It's important to rotate toys, teach new commands, and give the dog tasks that match its natural instincts. Without these, the dog may feel unfulfilled and act out, not out of disobedience, but simply because its needs are not being met. Mental stimulation also strengthens the bond between the dog and its owner, as it builds trust and provides a sense of shared purpose. Training sessions, interactive play, and problem-solving games make the dog feel useful, appreciated, and balanced. Neglecting this essential part of care can leave the dog feeling confused and unimportant, which is unfair to a breed that is always ready to serve and protect. Every German Shepherd deserves a home that challenges its mind and rewards its efforts. 2. Being left alone for long periods. Being left alone for long periods is something that German Shepherds truly dislike, and it can seriously affect their emotional well-being. This breed is known for forming deep, loyal bonds with its family and thrives on companionship and daily interaction. When a German Shepherd is left by itself for too many hours, especially on a regular basis, it may begin to feel anxious, lonely, and stressed. These feelings can lead to separation anxiety, a condition where the dog becomes extremely distressed whenever its owner leaves the house. Signs of this anxiety may include whining, barking, howling, scratching at doors, or chewing furniture. These actions are not done out of spite but are instead signs of emotional distress. German Shepherds are pack animals at heart, and they do best when they feel like they are part of a team. Being isolated for long hours makes them feel abandoned or confused, which can result in long-term behavioral problems. Even if the dog has food, water, and toys, these are not enough to replace the need for social contact and emotional connection. Over time, repeated loneliness may also impact the dog's physical health, as stress can weaken the immune system and reduce overall vitality. Providing a consistent presence in the dog's life is crucial. If an owner has a busy schedule, it helps to arrange for a dog walker, pet sitter, or even doggy daycare to ensure the German Shepherd receives attention during the day. Interactive toys and music may offer some comfort, but they are not true substitutes for human interaction. These dogs want to feel needed, included, and loved. Leaving them alone for too long, too often, can break their spirit and damage the trust they build with their humans. A German Shepherd thrives in an environment where it feels connected, and giving it regular companionship is one of the most important forms of care an owner can provide. 3. Inconsistent training or discipline. Inconsistent training or discipline is something that German Shepherds do not tolerate well, and it can lead to confusion, anxiety, and poor behavior. These dogs are extremely intelligent and thrive on clear rules, structure, and dependable leadership. When an owner changes the rules frequently, allows certain behaviors one day but punishes them the next, or uses mixed signals during training, the dog becomes unsure of what is expected. This confusion can make the German Shepherd feel insecure, and an insecure dog is more likely to act out, disobey, or shut down emotionally. Consistency is key because it helps the dog understand what behaviors are acceptable and which ones are not, building trust between the dog and its handler. When training is done in a steady, predictable manner, the dog learns faster and feels more confident in its role. On the other hand, inconsistent discipline, such as yelling one day, ignoring the same behavior the next, or switching between positive and negative methods, creates stress. This stress can result in nervous behaviors like pacing, whining, or becoming overly submissive or aggressive. It also weakens the bond between the dog and the owner because the dog no longer knows how to succeed. German Shepherds want to please their people, but they can only do that if they understand the rules. Owners who use calm, firm, and regular training methods often see better results and enjoy a more respectful, loyal relationship with their dogs. Even commands should be consistent. Using different words for the same action confuses the dog. Discipline should never be harsh or sudden. Instead, it should be fair, timely, and paired with positive reinforcement. This teaches the dog to make the right choices and builds a stronger sense of trust. A German Shepherd that receives stable, clear guidance will develop into a well-behaved, confident, and emotionally balanced companion. Without this consistency, the dog is left guessing, which only leads to frustration and behavioral problems. 4. Loud noises or yelling. Loud noises or yelling are things that German Shepherds generally dislike and often find deeply upsetting. Despite their strong and confident appearance, these dogs are emotionally sensitive and highly alert to their surroundings. Loud sounds such as fireworks, thunderstorms, vacuum cleaners, or shouting can trigger anxiety and stress in them. This is because German Shepherds have sharp hearing and are naturally tuned to react to their environment. Sudden or constant loudness can overwhelm their senses and make them feel unsafe or threatened. Yelling, in particular, can damage the trust between the dog and its owner. While some people believe that raising their voice will correct a dog's behavior, this usually has the opposite effect. German Shepherds respond much better to calm, firm communication. When they are yelled at, they may become fearful, withdrawn, or confused, especially if they don't understand what they did wrong. In some cases, this fear can turn into defensive behavior, such as growling or barking. Repeated exposure to loud or angry voices can also lead to long-term anxiety or nervousness, making it harder to train the dog or keep it calm in daily situations. These dogs thrive in a peaceful, structured environment where they feel safe and respected. If loud sounds are unavoidable, like during fireworks or storms, it helps to create a quiet, secure space where the dog can relax. Playing calming music or using white noise can also ease their stress. Owners should use gentle tones when giving commands or correcting behavior, as this builds trust and encourages better listening. A German Shepherd is not only smart but emotionally intuitive, and it quickly picks up on the tone and energy of the people around it. Loud yelling makes the dog feel like something is wrong or that it is in danger. This feeling creates unnecessary fear and damages the bond between the dog and its human. Calm communication is always more effective, respectful, and beneficial for a dog that wants nothing more than to understand and protect its family. 5. Poor socialization with people or other dogs. Poor socialization with people or other dogs is something German Shepherds strongly dislike, and it can lead to serious behavioral problems over time. These dogs are naturally protective, loyal, and alert, but they also need proper exposure to different people, animals, and environments to become well-adjusted and confident. When a German Shepherd is not socialized early and regularly, it may become fearful, suspicious, or aggressive in unfamiliar situations. Without learning how to interact calmly with strangers or other dogs, the dog may bark excessively, lunge, or become overly defensive. This does not happen because the dog is naturally mean, but because it feels unsure, nervous, or threatened. German Shepherds that lack social experiences may also develop anxiety or show hesitation when outside the home, making walks or vet visits stressful for both dog and owner. Proper socialization teaches the dog how to handle new experiences with curiosity instead of fear. It helps the dog read social cues, stay calm, and behave appropriately in a variety of situations. Puppies should be gently introduced to friendly people, calm dogs, busy streets, parks, and different sounds from an early age. Adult dogs can still improve with careful and patient exposure. When socialization is neglected, the dog misses out on learning important coping skills and becomes more reactive or withdrawn. This makes it harder to control the dog and may even lead to legal risks if aggressive behavior occurs. A well-socialized German Shepherd is more relaxed, approachable, and easier to train. It understands how to behave and feels more secure in unfamiliar places. Socialization also improves the bond between the dog and its owner, as it builds trust and shared experiences. Poor socialization limits the dog's world and prevents it from enjoying a full and healthy life. Owners must invest time and care into teaching their dog how to interact safely and calmly, or the dog may suffer emotionally and behave unpredictably around others. 6. Harsh punishment or physical discipline. Harsh punishment or physical discipline is something that German Shepherds do not respond to well, and it can cause lasting emotional and behavioral harm. These dogs are intelligent, loyal, and eager to please, which means they do not need aggressive correction to learn. When an owner uses physical force, yelling, or threatening behavior as a way to discipline, the dog may become fearful, anxious, or even aggressive in return. This is because punishment based on fear damages trust, and trust is the foundation of a healthy bond between a German Shepherd and its human. A dog that is hit, shouted at, or treated harshly may no longer feel safe in its own home, and it may start to associate its owner with pain or confusion rather than safety and leadership. Over time, this can lead to withdrawal, depression, or reactive behavior, especially if the dog is punished without understanding what it did wrong. German Shepherds learn best through positive reinforcement, which means rewarding good behavior with treats, praise, or play. This method encourages the dog to repeat the desired action and feel confident while doing so. On the other hand, harsh punishment teaches the dog to avoid the person rather than the behavior. It also creates stress, which can weaken the immune system and affect the dog's physical health. Dogs under stress may stop listening, become destructive, or develop nervous habits such as excessive licking or chewing. Discipline should always be calm, fair, and focused on teaching, not punishing. Redirecting bad behavior and rewarding good actions works far better than fear or pain. German Shepherds want to work with their owners, not against them, and when treated with patience and respect, they will go to great lengths to learn and obey. Harsh discipline does nothing but damage the bond that makes these dogs such loyal and dependable companions. A calm, steady approach brings out the best in a German Shepherd, while fear-based methods only create confusion and emotional harm. 7. Lack of exercise and physical activity. Lack of exercise and physical activity is something German Shepherds truly dislike, and it can have serious effects on both their physical and mental health. This breed was developed for hard work, including herding, guarding, and patrolling, which means they are naturally energetic and require daily movement to stay balanced. When a German Shepherd does not get enough exercise, it can become bored, frustrated, and even destructive. You may notice behaviors like chewing furniture, barking non-stop, digging, or pacing around the house. These are signs that the dog has built up energy with no healthy outlet. Exercise is not just about burning off steam. It also reduces stress, sharpens focus, and supports heart health and muscle strength. Without it, a German Shepherd may gain weight, become stiff or lazy, and lose motivation to play or train. Emotionally, the dog may also become anxious or irritable, especially if it is kept indoors or in small spaces for too long. Long walks, playtime, running, fetch, agility courses, and obedience games are all excellent ways to keep this breed engaged. German Shepherds also love tasks and challenges, so combining physical movement with mental puzzles makes their day more satisfying. A lack of physical activity can shorten their lifespan and increase the risk of joint problems, especially as they age. Puppies and young adults need even more movement to develop strong bones and muscles, while older dogs still benefit from regular, low-impact activity to keep them mobile. Owners who fail to meet this basic need often struggle with behavior problems, not realizing that many of these issues stem from simple boredom and restlessness. A well-exercised German Shepherd is calm, focused, and easier to train. It sleeps better, listens more, and shows fewer signs of stress. Regular activity is one of the most important responsibilities of owning this breed. Without it, the dog's body and mind begin to suffer, leading to a life that is far less joyful and far more difficult for both dog and owner. 8. Being confined in small spaces for too long. Being confined in small spaces for too long is something German Shepherds strongly dislike, as it goes against their natural instincts and physical needs. These dogs are large, active, and highly intelligent, and they require room to move, explore, and stay mentally and physically engaged. When kept in a small area, such as a crate, small room, or tight apartment space without regular breaks, they can quickly become restless and anxious. Over time, this confinement can lead to behavioral problems such as constant barking, chewing, digging, or even signs of aggression. German Shepherds are working dogs by nature, and they thrive in environments where they have a sense of freedom and purpose. Being restricted to a tight space limits their ability to express normal behaviors like running, stretching, or observing their surroundings. It can also create a feeling of isolation, especially if the dog is kept away from family interaction or stimulating environments. Long-term confinement without breaks or exercise increases the risk of physical problems like joint stiffness, weight gain, and poor muscle tone. It also causes emotional stress, leading to depression, irritability, or withdrawn behavior. These dogs need space not just to move but to think, sniff, and explore. Even when living in smaller homes, owners must provide regular outdoor time and play sessions to help the dog feel satisfied and relaxed. Structured freedom, like access to a secure backyard or time at a dog park, helps balance their energy and maintain emotional health. Crates can be useful for short periods, such as resting or training, but using them for hours each day with little freedom creates frustration and mistrust. A German Shepherd that feels trapped may begin to see its environment as a source of discomfort, not safety. To raise a calm, confident, and healthy dog, owners must give it the space it needs to live naturally. A life spent in tight quarters with no escape is not suitable for a breed that was born to move, protect, and explore. 9. Boredom due to repetitive routines. Boredom due to repetitive routines is something German Shepherds deeply dislike, and it can quickly lead to frustration and behavioral issues. These dogs are highly intelligent and thrive on variety, challenge, and mental stimulation. When their daily routine becomes too predictable or monotonous, they may lose interest and start seeking ways to entertain themselves. This often results in destructive behaviors such as chewing, digging, or excessive barking, which are attempts to relieve the boredom. A lack of change or excitement in a German Shepherd's routine can also lead to anxiety or depression. This breed was originally bred for work, so it needs to feel engaged and purposeful. If every day feels the same, without any new experiences, challenges, or learning opportunities, the dog may become restless and even stressed. German Shepherds enjoy learning new things, whether it's mastering a new trick, solving a puzzle, or exploring new environments. A repetitive routine doesn't provide these kinds of mental and physical challenges, and over time, the dog may start to feel disengaged or underappreciated. Physical activity alone is not enough to combat boredom. A variety of exercises, games, and activities that tap into the dog's intelligence are crucial. For example, rotating toys, setting up agility courses, changing walking routes, or introducing scent work are great ways to keep the dog's brain active. Without these stimulating changes, the dog may feel trapped in a boring cycle, which can manifest in undesirable behavior. A German Shepherd's mind and body need to be constantly engaged to prevent boredom. By varying daily activities and adding new challenges, owners can prevent their dog from becoming frustrated or disobedient. This breed is happiest when it feels like every day is a new adventure, full of purpose and excitement. Repetitive routines may seem convenient, but they can lead to an unhappy, misbehaving dog. In conclusion, German Shepherds are intelligent, active, and emotionally sensitive dogs that thrive on structure, mental stimulation, and regular interaction. When their needs for exercise, socialization, and engagement are not met, they can develop behavioral problems and emotional distress. Avoiding harsh punishment, providing consistent training, and ensuring they have enough space to move and explore are key to a happy, well-behaved dog. These loyal companions require not just physical care but mental challenges to stay fulfilled. A predictable, repetitive routine, lack of socialization, and isolation can lead to boredom, anxiety, and frustration. By meeting these needs and creating a balanced environment, owners can foster a strong, trusting relationship with their German Shepherds and ensure they live happy, healthy lives.